Stop doing cardio to try and burn fat. You're wasting your time. And in this video, we're going to explain exactly what the cardio trap is and how to avoid it and how to actually lose weight without ever stepping on a treadmill. So you've tried losing weight before, you've joined Insanity or you've joined P90X or you've joined all these other programs which are out there, which basically say you need to exercise really ferociously and then that way the weight will drop off. And if you can't stick to it, then you're the problem. Does that sound familiar? Well, I've fallen into that exact trap myself. I used to think I had to sit on an exercise bike or do a treadmill or go out for a run for hours on end to try and lose some weight. But then what I found was afterwards, I was always very, very hungry. So the more I exercised, the hungrier I was. So I would then gain the weight back, if not more, because of how many calories I just burned. Then we have the additional thing of shift work as well, and tiredness and fatigue and stress as well, which incorporates into that. And also, if we try to track our calories, is it still the same calorie tracker at 11:59 p.m. and then it goes to a minute past midnight? Because it's technically 2 different days, but you're still working the same night shift. So how do you work against that? And if you are a shift worker and you need some more dedicated support, I do have plenty of free resources in the description of this video. Just click the link below. There is an 8-week program completely free, or there are 14 ways in 14 days of shift support available for you. So the first thing we need to discuss is, how do we actually lose weight? Is it keto? Is it 5-2? Is it Weight Watchers? What these companies do is they throw as much bullshit in the way as possible to stop you from knowing the quite simple truth. And that is quite simply calories in versus calories out. We have to have so many calories a day to keep our body functioning. Such things as our heart beating, our blood flowing through our body. And this makes up a whopping 70% of your daily calorie expenditure. This is exactly the reason why people still lose weight when they're in a coma. And about 15% of our daily calorie expenditure is something called non-exercise movements. Very simply put, same as I'm doing now, moving my hands, walking, talking, the movement, what you do, and you're fidgeting, what you do on a daily basis, which isn't specifically dedicated to exercise. Then about 10% comes from the thermo effect of food, essentially our digestion system, the calories that are burned when we digest food. So that only leaves about 5% left, and that 5% is what you will burn in a dedicated exercise session, such as going to the gym or going for a run. And this is why doing cardio and spending hours on the treadmill each week is a complete waste of time. You should only exercise and do cardio if you enjoy it and to make your heart healthy and to make your body healthier. You shouldn't be doing it just to lose weight, because not only are we only going to burn about 5% of our daily amount of calories anyway, but because you're tired and you're hungry afterwards, you're likely to eat that back. And if anything, probably eat more. The amount of times when I've gone out for a big run or I've done some kind of high rock session and then I'm absolutely starving afterwards and I've found, oh, sugar, fat, chocolate, cookies, all these things, because your brain's going, we need calories, we need fats, we need food, because we've just burnt a load of calories. We need to get that back. And this is what's classically known as the cardio trap or the hunger trap. If we try to lose weight through exercise alone, we will not only not lose weight, but potentially gain weight too. So then therefore, we need a better way of creating a calorie deficit in order to lose that weight over time. Because that is the only way where people lose weight, is they burn more calories than they use. If you need 2,000 calories a day to maintain your weight, and you only eat 1,500, that creates a 500 calorie deficit, which over time will amount and will compound to greater and greater weight loss. Equally, if you consume an additional 500 calories a day, this is why over time you find that you're steadily gaining weight. It's simple science. And like I said before, these companies want to throw as much rubbish in the way to stop you from learning that it is just a simple maths. It's calories in versus calories out, and that's all there is to it. The difficulty is when it comes to shift work, there's also the knocking of your circadian rhythm. Your body clock is out of sorts, and when you're tired, the hunger hormone in your brain called ghrelin is increased. So you get more hungry simply because you haven't had enough sleep, which then means that you overeat. Then, if you work in emergency services, you will be experiencing a lot of adrenaline spikes, a lot of adrenaline dumps due to the nature of the job. As a result of that, your body after that feels depleted and it wants food. So, this is why fitness and exercise programs designed for people who work a 9 to 5 and they have 2 days off of the weekend don't really work when it comes to shift workers, because your working week could be from Wednesday one week to Wednesday the next week, or Monday to Monday, or Thursday to Saturday the next week. So what I found when I was in the police and I'd be speaking to people about this was that just didn't work for normal people. Having a 2000 calorie a day limit or working out your calories day by day wasn't always possible. And also, sometimes on a Friday night with your colleagues, you'd want to have a McDonald's, you'd want to have a burger, you'd want to have, a dirty refs, and you don't want to miss out. And plus, at 3 in the morning, when you're tired and you're stressed, and you're exhausted and somebody offers you a nice sugary cookie, are you really going to say no? So instead, rather than tracking per day, we need to track it for the entire work week. And that looks something like this. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have the full week here. And here we have how many calories a day we need to maintain our weight. Now, when we work out our shifts, we can work out 1500 calories here, 1500 calories here, so a 500 a day calorie deficit over the time when we're in work. That means that on our days off, we can eat at maintenance, or we can even have a little bit more. Maybe you know that on Tuesday, you're going to be going out for a curry with your colleagues. So therefore you want to take calories away from one of these days when you're on your day off and maybe add it to them, which could make this 2,500 or even 3,000. And then on your days off, you're going to be eating at maintenance, or you're going to be reducing your calories ever so slightly, and then you're back in at the weekend. So rather than saying, I have to have 1500 here, and then you drop off the bandwagon, and then you have 1500 here, and then someone offers you a cookie, and on your days off, you can't have anything, you can't have a drink, you can't have a takeaway, because, well, you've not eaten in a deficit the rest of the week, so you have to restrict yourself on your day off. You work it out as a full week. Then what happens is, over the 7-day period, you, to maintain your weight, will be 1400 calories. However, you've managed to only eat 1250, which has meant you've managed to save 1500 calories. And 1500 calories a week divided by 4 weeks equals 6000 calories of deficit in a month. That equates to a 9.35 kilogram weight loss in the space of a year. So by changing the way that we calculate our calories to incorporate our shifts in there too, it means that over time we can lose a substantial amount of weight. And when you include other ways such as increasing a daily step count and even incorporating a strength routine, that calorie burn can be increased even more. So by working out our calories over the space of a 7-day period, incorporating shifts, allowing ourselves to have maybe a little bit of something more while we're in work, maybe allowing ourselves to have a bit of something when we're not in work, so long that overall it does put us in a calorie deficit, incorporating a strength routine and increasing our total amount of steps. It means that you can lose weight easily and consistently without ever needing to step on a treadmill. I hope you found this helpful. If you want to join my Shift Proof community, there are links to it in the description below. And if you want more fitness and well-being advice, as well as looking at me attempt to complete some quite crazy challenges, then why not check out this video here? YouTube says you're going to love it.